Okay, let's be honest. Trying to keep up with creating content for every single platform.
Oh, yeah.
It feels less like, building a brand and more like you're running some kind of content marathon. It just never ends.
Totally. The sheer volume, different formats, staying relevant.
It's a lot. It really is.
It is. And the pressure, I mean, to tailor everything constantly, it's immense. For creators, and honestly for the audience too, wading through it all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when we came across this source material talking about Blotato.com, specifically in 2025,
Right.
and it's claiming to be this all-in-one content engine built to tackle exactly that problem,
Yeah.
well, we knew we had to dive in.
Makes sense.
So our mission today is basically to unpack what this platform, Blotato, is promising, how it
Yeah.
supposedly works,
Mm-hmm.
and really, really zero in on the automation side it describes,
Yeah.
especially how it connects with tools like N8N.
Yeah, the material definitely paints a picture, a system that's trying to seriously streamline the whole content production distribution pipeline.
Okay, then let's unpack this. So right off the bat, the sources get into how Blotato tackles that core task,
Mm.
getting more mileage out of the content you already have.
Yes, remixing, that's the word they use. The core idea, well, as it's presented anyway, is taking one single longer piece.
Like what? A video, an article.
Could be, yeah, a YouTube video, an article, maybe a podcast transcript, even a PDF, apparently,
Right.
and using that as the source material to spin off multiple tailored posts for other places.
Which places?
It lists quite a few. Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Threads, Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, even YouTube itself, like shorts from a longer video, all potentially from that one starting point.
Right. That ability, just transforming one thing into many, that hits a huge pain point for creators straight away.
Definitely.
And it mentions using AI specifically to make posts viral ready.
Yeah.
What does the material actually say about that?
Oh, that's where they talk about the AI writer. According to the source, it's been trained on this massive data set.
How massive?
Over 100,000 viral social posts, it says. The goal being to generate captions, threads, hooks, things specifically designed for high engagement, while, trying to keep your brand tone consistent. That's the aim.
So not just spitting out text, but trying to generate engaging text.
Yeah.
Based on formats that have worked before.
That seems to be the idea, yeah.
Okay. But beyond text, media is everything, right?
Yeah.
Video is massive.
Mhm.
How does the source describe Blotato handling video creation?
It claims to automate creating faceless AI videos.
Faceless videos, okay. How?
Well, you'd provide the text or script,
Yeah.
then select AI images or backgrounds, choose a voiceover. It mentions integrations, like with 11 Labs voices.
Right, those AI voices.
Uh-huh. Then syncing captions, stitching the visual and audio bits together,
Yeah.
and then you can export it or just publish it directly.
Faceless videos are definitely a thing, a big trend. And what about like static images, graphics?
Yeah, the material indicates you can produce AI images right inside the platform, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, while you're drafting a post, apparently there's an add media function. It generates images using integrations with tools like Flux, Ideogram, or Recraft.
Interesting.
And what's kind of neat is it also mentions the platform auto-generating a magic prompt based on your text content.
Ah, like a starting point for the image generation.
Exactly, which you can then tweak before you actually generate the image.
Okay, so the platform seems to cover creating the actual content.
Yeah.
Creating the media for the content.
Yeah.
What about actually getting it out there? Distribution.
Right. That's handled through scheduling and distribution features. There's an integrated content calendar described.
Standard stuff.
Pretty much. It lets you schedule posts across all your connected profiles and platforms. You get the usual options: publish now, schedule for later, or use this autofill thing to slot it into the next available posting window.
Okay. And what if you're just stuck,
Hmm.
staring at a blank screen, needing ideas?
For that, the source mentions a built-in viral post database.
Ah, like a swipe file.
Sort of. Yeah, you can browse it, search trending topics, and it even says you can shuffle or remix content from top influencers to spark ideas. Inspiration generators, basically.
Gotcha. All these features, they definitely point towards making things more efficient.
Yeah.
But where does the real promise, the heavy-duty scaling through automation,
Mhm.
where does that come in, according to this material?
Okay, yeah. That's where the discussion really shifts. It moves to cross-posting using APIs and these automation integrations.
Right, the N8N connection.
Exactly. The material highlights integrations with workflow tools like Zapier, Airtable, Make, and crucially, N8N, plus direct social API connections.
And that's the key.
This capability, it's presented as the key to automating the more complex workflows. It even cites an example like automatically generating a TikTok script just from your weekly newsletter content.
Ah, so taking the manual steps out of those repetitive multi-step tasks.
Precisely.
Does the source mention any tools within Blotato itself to help you, like, fine-tune the content once it's drafted, but before the automation really kicks in?
It does, yeah. It notes you can refine the AI drafts using guided tips and tricks specific to each platform.
Like what kind of tips?
Things like LinkedIn playbooks, TikTok hook generators, or YouTube script formats, stuff to help users align the content better with what audiences expect on that channel or what the algorithm might prefer.
Makes sense.
They even mention access to live community office hours each week with a co-founder, apparently, for strategy help.
Okay, so if we summarize these core features, Blotato sounds like it wants to be this central hub for transforming existing content, generating new media, and giving you tools for distribution and some strategic tweaking.
That seems to be the picture.
But here's where it gets really interesting, right? The source then dives deeper, using AI agents for content generation, and specifically leveraging that innate integration.
Yes. This is where the idea of like truly automated content pipelines starts to emerge.
Right.
The Blotato innate integration is presented as the mechanism, the way you build these AI-driven workflows that can supposedly autonomously research trending topics.
Like how?
Like monitoring Hacker News, for example, then generate content scripts using tools like ChatGPT, craft captions, all without needing any manual input once you've set up the workflow.
Hold on. So it's not just about remixing content you already made,
No.
but finding new ideas based on current trends and then drafting completely new content automatically.
Exactly. That's what the material suggests. These AI agents, they can dynamically spot trending stories, pull in relevant context, maybe from related articles or comments, and then draft, say, a 30-second video script and maybe multiple caption options, all within a single automated flow.
That sounds less like a tool and more like a content machine running itself.
Kind of, yeah.
What about those faceless videos we talked about? Can the actual creation of those be fully automated too, based on the source?
Based on the material, yes. It describes N8N templates designed specifically to run on a schedule, let's say daily at 8 a.m. or something. The flow would fetch top news headlines, use AI for the script writing part, and then auto-generate those faceless avatar videos. It mentions using tools like HeyGen or similar services integrated into the flow.
Okay, so the video gets made automatically. Then what? Does it just sit there? Do you have to manually grab it and upload it somewhere?
No. The workflow is described as automatically uploading the finished video plus the captions directly into Blotato.
Okay.
And then Blotato, according to the source, takes over the next step, distributing it across all your connected social platforms, also automatically.
Right. So potentially, one automated flow running daily could find a trend, create a video about it, upload it, and publish it everywhere you have a presence online.
That is the claim. That's what's presented in the material, yes.
Yeah.
These workflows aren't just building the pieces. They're designed to actually auto-publish via Blotato's API.
To where? Which platforms?
It lists a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter X, Threads, Pinterest, and Bluesky.
That's extensive reach. Without theoretically lifting a finger after you set it all up initially.
That's the promise, yeah.
Does the source mention using this automation to replicate specific types of content that are already doing well?
It does. It highlights specific N8N templates, like one actually titled Clone Viral TikToks with AI Avatars.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah.
What's the concept there?
The idea is basically mirroring successful formats. So the workflow might download the audio or video from a viral piece, transcribe it, use something powerful like GPT-4o maybe to generate new scripts, but based on that same successful format.
I see.
And then rebuild that content structure, but with your custom avatar videos before, again, automatically posting it everywhere using the workflow.
That's a really interesting strategic angle for automation, not just churning out content, but analyzing and leveraging what's already proven to work.
It seems so, yes.
And is this level of automation just for video or other formats too?
No, the N8N flows also reportedly support creating things like faceless slideshows or carousel posts automatically. That would include generating the AI visuals, writing the captions, maybe even suggesting prompts to get users interacting, and again, all set up for automatic posting.
This level of automation, I mean, if it really works as described in the source, it feels like a pretty significant shift. How exactly does the material break down this whole end-to-end process? How does it work under the hood?
It outlines a kind of 5-step sequence for these fully automated pipelines.
Okay, what are they?
First, there's a schedule trigger, runs daily or weekly, whatever interval you set.
Got it.
Second, AI agent nodes. Think of them as specialized parts of the workflow. They fetch the trending data, generate the scripts, the captions.
Beautiful content.
Third, media creation nodes. These use the tools like HeyGen for video or Flux, Recraft for images to actually produce the visuals or the avatar videos.
Makes sense.
Fourth step is described as a rendering flow. This stitches everything together, the video, the voiceover, subtitles, maybe overlays.
Putting the final product together.
Exactly. And then fifth, the final step is deploy. That uploads the finished media package to Blotato. And from there, Blotato handles the automated publishing out to all the connected platforms.
And the source claims this entire sequence, all 5 steps, can run with 0 editing needed from the user.
Yeah.
That sounds incredibly ambitious.
That is indeed the crucial point they emphasize. The phrase used is something like, just set it up once and let it roll.
Wow.
The implication is clear. The workflow is designed to be self-sufficient after you configure it.
Wow. Okay. So given everything the source material lays out about Blotato and tools like N8AN, what does this level of automation actually mean for content creation in 2025? Why does it matter?
Well, the source itself highlights 3 main reasons why it sees this as significant.
Okay.
Firstly, it talks about the ability to scale smart. The idea being you can produce fresh platform-specific content every single day without being constantly manually involved in the creation and the posting grind.
Right. Freeing up creator time. That seems like a massive potential benefit.
Right.
What's the second point?
It addresses staying current. The claim is you can stay ahead.
How so?
Because the AI agents are presented as constantly monitoring trends, generating ideas, and creating content based on what's happening right now. It removes that lag time,
Yeah.
the time it takes for a human to spot a trend, research it, create something.
And then finally post it. Right. Gotcha. And the third significant implication.
To be everywhere. As we discussed, the output from one of these automated flows is designed for multi-platform distribution right out of the gate. So this promises to broaden your online footprint across a whole range of channels with, again, supposedly minimal ongoing effort once it's all set up.
It does sound like getting started with this kind of heavy automation involves, well, quite a few steps based on the source material.
Oh, yeah.
Choosing templates, importing them to ANN, connecting a bunch of different API keys.
Right. For ANN itself, OpenAI, HeyGen, Blotato.
Then customizing things like the prompts, the avatars, voice styles, setting your posting schedule, and then finally testing it all and activating the flows.
Yes, that sequence is pretty much described as the path to getting this sort of automated content machine up and running.
Okay, so let's try and summarize this deep dive then. Based on the source material we looked at for Blotato.com in 2025, we explored a platform aiming to be a central content hub. It takes core material, or maybe trending ideas, transforms them into platform-specific posts, various media types.
Right, including those automated videos and images.
Exactly. And the really significant promise, the thing that's amplified by powerful automation through tools like that N8AN integration, is scaling your content output dramatically, with minimal manual effort involved day to day.
That's the core pitch.
And the source highlights the potential impact as being able to, well, scale smart, stay ahead of trends using AI agents, and achieve that broad multi-platform reach almost effortlessly.
The material definitely suggests a future where, a significant chunk of content creation and distribution could shift away from constant manual work.
And towards these automated processes driven by AI watching trends.
Seems to be the direction indicated.
What this all means, really, is that tools like Blotato, leveraging this kind of sophisticated automation, they're fundamentally changing how content gets made and how it gets spread around.
It certainly points that way.
So here's something to think about. If AI can automate the creation and the distribution of content across multiple platforms every single day, how does that actually change the landscape? For individual creators, for businesses, and maybe just as importantly, what does it mean for how we consume content and how we even identify, authentic voices online anymore?